Hey everybody, this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars. Hey, do you remember me? I'm the guy that used to make car stuff. This is my first video in a long time, almost a year, but it is a special day. Today, the Ferrari F80 was released. This is the successor to the LaFerrari, which is unveiled in 2013. Now, this is the sixth in a long line of, I'll say, halo range-topping cars going all the way back to the 80s with the 288 GTO. F40, F50, Enzo, LaFerrari, and now the F80. I wish they would have just called the Enzo the F60 and the LaFerrari the F70, but anyway. So today we're going to talk about the Ferrari F80. So I'm going to show you a quick little teaser video, and then we'll talk about everything associated with this car. So let's go. Okay, I just need to pause right here. This is quite a look. Now, I watched a couple videos today about the F80, and Shmee's video was especially good, and this is Top Gear. But they had all of the cars lined up, you know, the 288 and so, like I just said. But this car, you know, and I think LaFerrari was awesome. I mean, V12, incredible. But this car just really has a lot more going on, and it looks way more exotic. I feel like the Enzo especially looks really dated when it comes to design, which is, you know, that was 22 years ago that thing was unveiled, but this car looks really exotic.
Welcome everyone to Maranello and to...
And yeah, okay, so there's a lot going on here. So, all right, I'll go into the stats first and then we'll talk about design. Okay, as always, my trusty jalopnik is what we're talking about here. So Ferrari's latest hypercar features technology pulled from its Le Mans and F1 winning machinery. So we need to talk about the biggest question mark dealing with this car, and it is right here. So this car has a 3-liter hybrid V6 engine. It does not have a twin-turbo V8 like the F40. It does not have a naturally aspirated V12 like the F50 and the LaFerrari. This is a 6-cylinder, a V6 Halo Ferrari, which is... I mean, I don't know what to think about it. That's the big negative about this car. And I mean, what does it matter to me? I'm not ever going to buy one, let alone see one in the flesh. But it does have 1,183 horsepower, 887 from a 3-liter V6 alone, and then 297 from the electric power. I think there's 3 electric motors, 2 in the front and 1 in the back. And it says it's taken all its lineage from Grand Prix machinery, and plus the current F1 engine is a V6, which is... you know, you're hitting with the big leagues there. So the weight is also 3,362 pounds. Now, I watched a video today, or I listened to a podcast talking about the Pagani Utopia, which is a very, very, very different car from this. But that car is like 2,800 pounds. And the McLaren W1 that just came out a week or two ago is like a couple hundred pounds less than this, meaning you can have all the engine you want, but the hybrid power is heavy. You cannot get around the battery or the weight of batteries. So I also watched a video that said that this car will go 0 to 60 in 2.15 seconds. So obviously the performance is there. I don't know what it's going to sound like. I'm really, really anxious to hear what it will sound like compared to the LaFerrari, because the LaFerrari has to be the best sounding of all the 5, you know, Halo cars that's come before. It just is a beautiful howling, naturally aspirated V12 Italian thing. Back in 10 years ago when they had the Holy Trinity between the P1 and the 918 and the LaFerrari, that's neither here nor there. So let's talk about, the many styling elements with the Le Mans winning 499P. There's a lot going on. There's a engine cover here that has 6 slats according to the engine. Now the F40 had the slats in the back of it like this car. These sort of slanted taillights is definitely a new design element. The 12-cylinder has that. But yeah, the exhaust is made of Inconel, and I mean, there's a lot going on back here. I saw a cool video where this wing goes up, and it'll also go down for better downforce, to be slippery for high-speed runs, or it will go the other way for downforce for, like, you know, track runs. But I think, is it a classically beautiful Ferrari? I don't know. I mean, I think it is a good-looking car. Let's see if it's going to pop up. But yeah, there's a lot going on here, especially when you open the doors. I'm pointing at the screen. When you open the doors here, there's a nice little cutout for the airflow right here. And you can see this sort of big fender right here. That is nice. I love these carbon fiber wheels. I think that is beautiful. I love the shield right there. Now this part right here is a big design element from the 12 cylindry. I'm not going to call it the whatever the Italian is, the 812 Superfast replacement. And that sort of harkens back to the Ferrari Daytona of the 60s and 70s. And I like it. It sort of breaks up all the red. This is quite a sharp line right here, but the overall profile of it I think looks pretty good. Now, there's going to be 799 of these produced. Am I ever going to see one? Probably not. I mean, that's way more, rare than anything that I will see around here in Central PA. But overall, I think the design is good. It really does look like a 296 sort of punched up to 11 or 12. And I like the design. I think it looks cutting edge. It really, like I said, makes the LaFerrari and the Enzo look very, very dated. All right, I want to go to Road and Track here just to look at some better pictures just to get an idea of what this thing looks like. I mean, yeah, look at these scoops, and there's a nice air duct right there. Now, I saw these little things right here take air into the brakes, but let's look. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, if you're spending $3 million, possibly $4 million on a car, I think you would want it to look like this. Now, the other thing, the Ferrari does have the Icona series, which is the SP2 and SP3 Daytona, which those cars have the big NAV12. So if you wanted that, you can spend a couple $1 million on that. Okay, here's the interior. Now, it has the passenger screen, squared off steering wheel, big screen right there, and it looks fine. I mean, Schmid talked about how there was the seating position is that the driver is sort of ahead of the passenger, which is fine. I mean, obviously, people in the driving seat are more important than the passenger. There's a motor right there. So, I mean, the technology is insane. I mean, look at that. Look how wide. Look at there's the passenger area and how much wider it goes out right there. This has to be an insanely wide car. I mean, I don't imagine just driving this on public roads, let alone, I can't imagine driving a car, period, that is worth this much money, knowing that there are people out in the traveling public. But yeah, carbon fiber brakes or carbon ceramics, there's a lot going on. So as far as does it live up to what the previous cars did? Yes and no. I think the design is decent. Let me go back to that one main picture while I gather my thoughts right there. So does it push the envelope as far as aerodynamics and performance? Yes. I mean, it's going to be stupid, ridiculous fast. I would like to see one in a different color, maybe like a green. So overall, am I impressed with it? Yes. I will say, I prefer Italian cars, period. And when the McLaren W1 came out a couple weeks ago, which is the competitor, I guess if you will say, to this, I mean, it's missing something. I feel like this red Italian car has this soul that McLaren does not. I mean, I have nothing bad to say against McLarens, but they do for me. Like the P1 is beautiful, chef's kiss, everything about it. But we just have seen that for so many years, and we've had time to digest. And I can't wait to see one of these, out on the road when somebody like Schmid or somebody drives at Top Gear. But I like it. Do I wish I had a naturally aspirated V12? Yes. I saw a podcast where somebody talked about Ferrari. They're typically difficult to work with, and they act like pricks and say, "Oh, you have to buy 5 of these before you can get one of these." Why can't they make one of these in this body? Maybe tone down the styling a little bit, give it a manual transmission and a big V12. They would sell like hotcakes. Maybe a couple $1 million. Manual V12, why not? I wish they would have done the SP3 in a V12. But anyway, that is my thoughts on the Ferrari F80. I love the name. What do you guys think about the V6? It feels good to be back making a video. I think I'm actually going to do a configurator video where I'm going to build one of my preferred F80s, and we'll see how that does. I feel like those videos always do well. Am I going to get back into car reviews? I don't know. Do I miss it? Yes. I feel like some of the dealers that I work with are, either not getting back to me or they're not as willing to hand the keys over to a guy like me. But I would like to get back into stuff. I have a friend that has a Lotus. The BMW dealer has a nice Mini that I would love to check out. I mean, there's a million cars out there. Hopefully I'll get back into it. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Good seeing everybody. I'll see you on the next one. See ya.